Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I don't know if I've done a reading for you before, so I'd like to explain real quick kind of how it works. I see, hear, feel, sense. No, they talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. I try to describe the picture the best I can. They never waste a message. They don't waste their energy. So anything they say or show, if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind because you'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, oh, I know what he's talking about. Um, this is not an exact science. Sometimes you got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. Sometimes they just put out words or just one word or something, and they try to put out something that you will understand. I don't need to understand it. So even though sometimes it sounds silly to me, you'd be amazed at the responses I get. If they go, oh, I know, blah, blah, blah. So sometimes it's just something so you know, and he should validate a couple of things so you know for sure that we're talking to him. That's our deal. The rest of it is going to be his message to you. So, forgot something on my speech. Anyway, so we're gonna talk to Wayne. He comes in with this really strong smell. Smells, sounds, electronics are the easiest things for them to do to let you know they're around. Comes in with a really strong smell of, I mean, now he's going like this. It would have been like aftershave or, like Old Spice or something like that, that he would wear when he went out. Did he like maybe I don't know if he put too much on when he did it, or he's just making it extremely strong for me right now. So I get it. So you have already smelled that. You will smell it from now on. And when you smell it, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more if you want more. And usually it's just a little whiff, and you can be in your car, you can be in the store, you can be outside, doesn't matter where you're at. And you get that little whiff. Like there's mornings I wake up and I smell chocolate chip cookies. I still have not figured out who it is. They don't come forward and tell me. They drive me crazy when they do that. So he's going like this and he's singing Rockabye Baby. I don't know if he's referring to somebody that was already here and he's acknowledging them, or there's one coming. He said there's one coming. Somebody close to you. Is there somebody close to you that's pregnant or gonna be? Don't don't think it's you, and I have no clue how old you are. I don't creep anybody's Facebook page ahead of time. It messes me up. He's acknowledging he knows about this baby. So know when you find out, or maybe you already know, he knows. Okay, he wants me to explain to you that, and I've heard this from all of them, pretty much. This is our physical body. This is for our spirit, our soul. It's like our car down here on earth to run around on earth in. But our spirit and our soul is inside of it. When we leave, when we go back home, I call it, we don't take this heavy body. This is the part that hurts. We leave that part here. We don't have any of those kind of parts up there to hurt, so there is no pain. There is no there's no hurt. Uh, he wants. It's like a really close friend of mine who wore oxygen, and when he passed, they showed me him going, and he took off his oxygen and threw it on the ground because we don't need it anymore. We don't have this heavy stuff. So he wants you to know that part's gone. And I do still love you. Let me count the ways. What is that poem? What is that poem about? Let me count the ways. If you, darn it, I can just hear little pieces, but they're so faint. I love you too. Like the depth of the earth and the something and the something. So if you if you know what that poem is, go Google it, look it up, read it. How much do I love you? Um, anyway, I hope you catch which one it is. It's an older one. Used to hear it all the time. Okay. So anything that happens to me during a reading is meant for you. I didn't like this one. My toilet started overflowing all over the bathroom floor. So I don't know if you've recently had that problem or you're going to have that problem. So know that he's just saying that he knows that. I don't like that one. Usually it's some kind of cool. This one's messy. I'll let my husband get it. Okay, he's showing me a lady. She's got like not as short as mine, but she's got like shorter, looks like permed hair. It doesn't look like it's naturally curly. It looks like permed. And he's calling her sister, like Sister Sue or something like that. Now we stink at names and nicknames, but she doesn't. She could be a sister, but she doesn't feel like a sister. She feels more like an aunt. So I'm not. He's got his arm around her. He definitely feels like a relative. I feel like she's older than him though. I always tell people the little lady next door can feel more like your grandmother than your real blood grandmother that lives clear across the country and you talk to once a year at Christmas. So it isn't always about the blood relationship, it's about the way they bonded. So I always try to put that in there if we're not real sure if it's a blood relation. He's got his arm around her shoulder though. He's very happy that he met up with her. She's very nice. She's very, wouldn't say quiet, but she's trying to describe her a little bit, so maybe you'll know who it is. He's very comfortable with her, very safe, very one of those kind of people you could tell all your problems and secrets to and not worry about them blabbing all over town. That kind of thing. There's a much older lady in the background. She's a little hunched over. She's an elderly, very elderly lady. She she's kind of far away. She looks like she'd be short, a little hunched over, has a cane. He says she's here. We actually barbecued. I've had them tell me that they barbecue. I don't know exactly what. They only let me see so far. They've taken me across the line a few times, just a handful of times, but most of the time I have to stay on this side and they come forward. So I don't get to see the true story most of the time. Said they barbecued. So maybe that was something he'd like to do with this lady. Maybe she'd come over for a barbecue or something. Okay, like I said, anything that happens to me during a reading, it feels like a bug is crawling across my head in the back. It just felt like it was wiggling. So know that you'll feel that. You might think, oh, that's just a normal tickle, but you'll feel it every so often. And again, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more if you want more. He's thanking you. He wants to thank you for everything that you did for him. even though he said he felt like he didn't deserve it. He wants to thank you for putting up with him, for doing the things that you had to do. Say it again. For doing the things you had to do towards the end. He says, I know they weren't pleasant. Decisions to be made. I'm very proud of you. You stood up. You were stronger than I thought you would be. And I love you. And I appreciate your hard work. All of my life with you. When I didn't tell you when I was here, I shouldn't have to be telling you now. I should have told you while I was here. At least more. How much I respected you. So, okay, so he says there's a lesson in that for all of us, and I've heard him preach this before. Tell your loved ones you love them now while they're here. Tell them you appreciate them now while they're here, instead of waiting to have to go talk through me, somebody like me. Tell them now. He says, don't wait. It's never too late, but don't wait. And I promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you, talk to him all you want to. You don't have to talk out loud. You can, there is telepathy. You can talk in your head. He can hear you. He says, I love you too. Something about you were his rock. You were his rock when his rock was crumbling. He's saluting you. I don't know that either one of you were ever in the service, but he's saluting you. He's showing me a dog that looks like a collie. Could be a Sheltie, they're smaller, but it looks like a collie type looking dog. Even if he didn't have one or you didn't have one, somebody close to you had one, and he wants somebody to know that he has their precious fur baby. If it's yours, his, or whatever, he's got the precious fur baby with him. Now it looks like a full-size collie. Beautiful dog. I just saw one the other day. Hadn't seen one in forever. He says, wherever you go, whatever you do, I'll be with you. Doesn't sound like a song. It sounds like a promise he made to you before he left. He says, I know you carry me close to your heart. Do you have something, a tattoo or a necklace that hangs down, or something that where you carry him close to you? Or maybe you just put a picture up there once in a while of him. Again, he says, wherever you are, whatever you do, I'll be there. And they will be asking to. If you're having a problem with something he was good at, let's just say working on a car. I'm not saying that's it. And you need some help, asking. He's not going to come down and put the part on for you, but somebody will pop up with the right part at the right time, or you could be alongside the road and somebody stops. Just ask him. Whatever he was good at doing something, he would understand how it worked down here. Ask him. and then just sit back and watch what happens. Believe me, it works. Okay, so he's kind of standing behind me a little to the side right now, and I can hear him breathing. And I think you'll probably feel his breath. You'll hear him. It'll probably be very, very slight. You should hear him, and you might even feel your hair. Of course, I don't know what your hair looks like, but you might even feel your hair tickling from the little, not like a breeze coming in. It's going to be like in one area where he's just standing there breathing. If that scares you or creeps you out, tell him. Tell him, please don't do that. They'll usually abide by your wishes or ask him to bring you more. Ask him to step closer. Give him permission. If you don't, if it would scare you, then just tell him it scares me. Please don't. He says he wouldn't do anything to scare you. He just wants you to know that he's there whenever you need him. He's just there in a different way. I will always protect you. And I will be waiting for you when you get here. Don't doubt it. Oh, with that, he's going to leave. He's kind of very quiet. He's very peaceful. He's very calm. He's very gentle. Even if that wasn't his demeanor here, he's just so relaxed and so peaceful that he's real laid back right now. As he leaves, he turns around and waves and he says, I love you. Watch for me. Say it again. Watch for me in the moon and the skies. I'm not exactly sure what he means by that, whether it's going to be clouds or maybe you look at the moon and talk to him. He says you'll know when you see it. With that, he's gone. Much love to you, my dear. Know that he talk to him all you want to. Tell him what you want. Tell him what you feel. Don't even have to say it out loud. People see me talking all the time to my friends. And they go, oh, there's Rhonda. She's crazy again. Or still, or whatever. Or never quits. Much love to you, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.